Welcome to Next Gen Access and the inevitable conclusion of the year 2022 and the beginning of 2023, which in terms of gaming, we have another year of exciting stuff coming up. So let's sit down and examine the top 15 RPG games that will be released in the future. Please be aware that all of these are subject to change. There are frequently delays in games, but having said that, let's begin with item number 1. 1. The Kingdom is torn apart in The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. To all of you Switch owners out there, this one's for you. The Legend of Zelda is obviously a no-brainer for all Nintendo fans, and I'm sure the Breath of the Wild will continue that trend with Tears of the Kingdom. I guess the game will go bigger, better, bolder, and any other positive adjective beginning that you can think of. First announced at E3 2019 and as a sequel to Breath of the Wild in 2021, presented with another trailer showing off some gameplay and story and a 2022 release date. However, the game got delayed. We were given the final date of May 12, 2023 this year. It looks like you'll not only explore Hyrule's land, but also the skies, along with some new fancy mechanics in this franchise. Either you adore this series, or you're not going to become a fan at all. Definitely keep an eye out on this one. 2. Next we have Hogwarts Legacy over at number 2. This is the expansive open-world Harry Potter adventure game that many fans have been clamoring for a very long time. It's set many years before Harry Potter or even the Fantastic Beasts, and centers on your attendance at Hogwarts, character creation, attendance at classes, and freedom to pursue your interests. And there's a great chance that this one will be significant to many Potter enthusiasts. It might be quite epic. On February 10th, 2023, we'll eventually find out about this one after a number of delays as well. At number 3, we have Star Wars Jedi Survivor, a single-player, third-person action-adventure game that's being developed by the same studio as Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and is scheduled to be released on March 17, 2023, for PC, new generation PlayStation, and Xbox. 5 years after the events of Fallen Order, a narrative-driven game called Jedi Survivor will begin. You'll be playing as Cal as he fights incessantly against the darkening of the galaxy. Cal is no longer a Padawan because he's developed into a strong Jedi Knight, and the previous game's cinematic battle system will return, with the addition of Force talents and new lightsaber fighting techniques. As you investigate, combat, and roam around, you'll have new worlds to discover as well as familiar frontiers. Jedi Survivor may be a game to keep an eye on, as Jedi Fallen Order seems to be a generally popular title. At number 4, let's talk about Forspoken. If there is any game on the list that needs an asterisk, this is it, in our opinion. Because there is a demo available right now, and even if we weren't completely charmed, we'll confess that we haven't seen a lot of the game. We're kind of cautiously enthusiastic about this one though. But in Forspoken, you're essentially a young woman who's been cast into a world of fiction and given wizard skills. The game focuses on questing, fighting that appears to mostly entail magic and casting, and a magical parkour-like movement through open spaces. For a very long time, this Square Enix partnership has been hinted at. Before the game had begun, we were aware of it. The game has a release date of January 24, 2023, following numerous delays. 5. At 5 is a futuristic first and third-person role-playing game for single players called StarField, which takes place in developed star systems. Of course, the Elder Scrolls franchise's developer Bethesda Game Studios is working on this game for a future release. In this next-generation role-playing game, hopefully it feels next-generation, you'll be able to create any character you want and explore the settled systems with unmatched freedom. The last thing we heard was that it would be released in the first half of 2023 for PC and new-gen Xbox, and it would also be on Xbox Game Pass. The year is 2330. And if you've joined Constellation, the final set of space explorers, you'll be assisting them in their search for elusive relics throughout the galaxy that might provide light on humanity's biggest puzzle. 6. Welcoming number 6 is the debut of Wukong, a single-player third-person action role-playing game based on the timeless Chinese legend Journey to the West, and it's anticipated for 2023 on PC and other popular consoles. It's being created by Chinese studio Game Science. In this game, where you'll be playing as Sun Wukong, cloud gaming systems that can run the game properly will also be taken into consideration. As we saw at the beginning of the video, the Monkey King, who's renowned for his tremendous speed and his transformational powers into a variety of animals, bugs, and other things. It has amazing graphics, enough complexity, an engaging tale, and difficult fighting skill gap. The exploration and use of the environment in this game appears to be impressive so far, and I must confess that the gameplay footage we've seen so far for its Souls-like combat seems rather good. 7. Crossed off at number 7 is Lies of P. Now, this game is one of the more interesting concepts on today's list. The developers from Round 8 mentioned that this game has a unique lie system, where what you do and say as the main character dynamically affects gameplay, which sounds fun already. I really like the game's blurb on Steam, where I get a Souls-like RPG game that's a twist on the tale of Pinocchio that so many of us have probably heard of or watched years before. There's no stated release date for it other than the ambiguous 2023. Although this industrial and dystopian society has me hugged for the time being, I must state that I really hope it will arrive before the end of next year. 8. Number 8 is from the developers of Dead or Alive, Ninja Gaiden and Nioh. Now have a project called Wukong Fallen Dynasty, a game set in 184 AD. They're still currently working on Wukong Fallen Dynasty. According to the Steam page description, the game's plot centers on an anonymous militia soldier who must fight for survival in a grim fantasy setting where demons terrorize the Three Kingdoms during the later Han Dynasty. If you've played Nioh, you roughly know what to expect, but this time the developers want to concentrate more on pure action, with equipment not playing such an important role, even though the game will take place in more enclosed spaces. At the same time, those locations are supposed to give players more freedom than what Nioh did. Look out for a March release. 9. The story of Aloy will continue in Burning Shores, an expansion that will transport us to Los Angeles, which we could easily identify as the game's setting thanks to that enormous Hollywood sign. Let me quote the PlayStation blog on some specifics. Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores was revealed to be receiving an expansion during the Game Awards in 2022. A vast mechanical menace lurks in the shadows of this overgrown and fragmented city, which can only be fully explored by water or soaring on the back of a sunwing. Aloy will face a tremendous struggle that will require the use of all her skills and powers. It's crucial to remember that in contrast to the standard game, as stated by the game's director Matthias de Jong, this expansion will only be available on the PS5. In order to achieve the game's grand vision both technically and creatively, they were forced to make the difficult choice to forego creating this story for the last generation. While Horizon Zero Dawn didn't really grow on me, I liked Forbidden West much more, and am eager to explore the Burning Shores as our number 9 pick. 10. At 10 we have Final Fantasy XV, which is an upcoming single-player third-person action RPG being developed by Creative Business Unit 3, which is of course under Square Enix. It has a release date of June 22nd of 2023, but it's very important to note here that it is a PS5 exclusive, but likely a timed exclusive. The PC players and perhaps Xbox players will just have to wait a little longer. This game is of course the 16th main installment in the Final Fantasy series. 11. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is presented at 11. This is Rocksteady's upcoming game. They were responsible for the mainline Batman Arkham titles. After Arkham Knight, this did occur in the Batman Arkham universe, and it appears that the Suicide Squad is charged with eliminating the Justice League because they've been corrupted and turned wicked. There are a lot of implications for comic book readers in that. And of course, Batman has been hinted as making a return with Kevin Conroy once more voicing the role for the final time. We're also quite interested in how Rocksteady will handle the Justice League, Superman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, and of course, Batman. However, we simply want to observe how this game plays. Hopefully, we learn more soon, but as of right now, we know the game is slated for May 26, 2023. 12. Coming in at 12 is The Elder Scrolls 6, a forthcoming, probably single-player first-person role-playing game that's being developed by Bethesda Game Studios. It wouldn't be an upcoming RPG video without mentioning it for the 6th consecutive year. Given that Microsoft acquired Bethesda, the game's release date is unknown and most likely long in the future. As for platforms, you may anticipate a PC and Xbox release. Bethesda is currently putting a lot of effort into StarField, but once that's finished, maybe we can start seeing some Test 6 updates and maybe another trailer. 13. At 13 we have Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. This is, without a doubt, one of the things we were most looking forward to in 2023. We enjoyed Cyberpunk 2077 despite its shaky beginning, and I appreciated what CD Projekt Red achieved with Mike Pondsmith's setting, story, and game's music. Then there was The Edge. We first learned the name of the expansion and the teaser for it in September of last year. Then, during the Game Awards, a trailer was shown that introduced Idris Elba as Solomon Reed, and now they have another great name paired with it. The anime was released this year and it was absolutely brilliant. 14. An upcoming online multiplayer isometric open-world action looter RPG called Diablo IV is set in the land of Sanctuary after Diablo 3's events. The game is being developed by Blizzard Entertainment and Vicarious Visions, with a release date of June 6, 2023 for PC and all new generation PlayStation 4 and Xbox One systems. As with all Diablo games, your objective in this one is to complete the main campaign before starting the endgame. To do this, you can create and customize your own character to fight against the unspeakable horrors that plague the land. You can choose from the classes of Barbarian, Druid, Necromancer, Rogue, and Sorcerer. 15. Last but not least, at 15, I had to call you home because a new menace has arrived on our shores. We don't know the release date or the platforms yet, but we can probably guess PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Wonder Woman is an upcoming single-player third-person open-world action game that will introduce an original story set in the DC universe. It's being developed by Monolith Productions, the team behind the Middle-earth Shadow games. What is known is that the Shadow of Mordor's Nemesis system will be making a comeback and playing a significant role in the Wonder Woman game. I do want to briefly mention that Wolverine and Spider-Man 2 will both be PS5 exclusives when they release in the fall of 2023 and 2024 respectively. This is not truly a PS5 exclusive for me. Okay, we're finally done with the list. I know I didn't cover all the intriguing RPG games coming out in 2023, and depending on when you're watching this, there may be some new games announced that are more deserving to make that list. I'd be incredibly grateful if you took the time to leave a comment and let me know which RPG game you're most excited for. And if you like this video, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more videos.